these are the worst characters of the MCU so far. Number 1. When we heard Russell Crowe was going to be playing Zeus, it sent a lot of fans into a frenzy of excitement.
Oh, I don't know if you know this, but I base a lot of what I do on this guy.
But then we saw this silly interpretation of Mount Olympus's king, and we were all very deflated.
I hereby open this holy council of the god.
The biggest lesson from this, just don't get your hopes up about a well-known actor being cast in a well-known role.
I know you're trying to do the right thing. I understand. But all you do is cause a panic.
Number 2. Ronan the Accuser may seem quite menacing from the outset, but the more we watch him, the less interesting he gets.
I only ask that you take this matter seriously.
Being easily bossed around by Thanos and seemingly just having a chip on his shoulder as his evil motivations, we got less than we wanted from this guy.
Then Thanos, I'm coming for you.
Actor Lee Pace definitely deserves some praise from his commitment to the role, but overall, Ronan got defeated thanks to a dance-off, kind of.
What are you doing?
Number 3. Maya Hansen. Remember from Iron Man 3? Well, if you don't really remember her, we can't blame you.
This is what I'm talking about, the glitch.
Hansen is introduced as an ex of Tony Stark's. Believe it or not, this character was originally going to be revealed as the main big bad of the movie before she got downgraded.
You don't remember. Why am I not surprised?
Don't take it personally, I don't remember what I had for breakfast.
Eventually, it is revealed that she handed her extremis invention over to Aldrich Killian and therefore kind of acts as secondary villain until her death.
You are a maniac.
Number 4. The main villain of Iron Man 2 who didn't actually feel like the main villain of Iron Man 2. It's Ivan Vanko, better known as Whiplash. Having an axe to grind with the Stark family for causing his father's life to go down the drain, the emergence of Iron Man is the final straw, and he sets out for revenge.
You come from a family of thieves and butchers.
If we got more action from him like the Grand Prix fight scene, this would have been a worthwhile character. Alas, he only really has 2 worthwhile scenes, and that's it.
Good to be back.
Number 5. I guess the less said about this one, the better. From Thor the Dark World, it is the main villain, Malekith.
You have taken something, child. Give it back.
Played by Doctor Who's Christopher Eccleston, we expected something special here. Instead, we got a really wooden character that just didn't have us on the edge of our seats, unfortunately.
Darkness returns, Asgardian. Have you come to witness the end of your universe?
Number 6. The bully whose insults were as embarrassing as calling someone Penis Parker. Up next, it is Flash Thompson.
When I say penis, you say Parker! Penis! Penis!
For the MCU's new Spider-Man trilogy, the filmmakers swapped out the brutish, muscle-bound version of the character for a more modern-day, snooty type of bully. And it isn't the best choice.
Sup, dickwad? Thought you drowned.
You get a few laughs out of the character here and there, but by the 3rd movie, he's just really irritating.
You know what I want. Okay, I'll tell everyone that you're my best friend.
Number 7. Thor's love interest who went away and then came back out of the blue. Dr. Jane Foster, come on down.
Do me a favor and don't be dead.
Jane does have her good moments throughout her time in the Thor movies, but in comparison to other love interests throughout the MCU, they leave her for dust, I'm afraid.
I was waiting, and then I was crying, and then I went out looking for you. You said you were coming back.
It's fair to say that Jane has a lot more to do in the 4th Thor movie for obvious reasons, but by that point her cards are marked and it isn't enough to make her more interesting for movies 1 and 2.
What's it been, like 3, 4 years?
8 years, 7 months, and 6 days.
Number 8. The best friend of Tony Stark who constantly has a stick up his butt, here is Colonel James Rhodes, aka Rhodey, aka War Machine, aka Yawn.
They're gonna take your suits, Tony, okay? They're sick of the games.
Rhodey gets some cool moments stepping into the War Machine armor and fighting alongside the Avengers, but on the whole, the guy seems to just suck the fun out of every scene he enters.
Secretary Ross has a Congressional Medal of Honor, which is one more than you have.
He acts very much as Tony's moral compass when needed, but there's only so many times you can listen to this guy go on and on.
So he's an idiot.
Number 9. Introduced as Darren Cross in the first Ant-Man movie, we did have a villain who lived up to the label. But then he became the MCU's version of a certain comic book character.
Surprised to see me?
Being turned into a new version of MODOK, it undid everything about Cross from the first Ant-Man movie and made the character a bit too much of a joke.
Just now noticing the baby legs.
They're not baby legs.
And even being turned into a joke isn't all that funny for this character, with some bits just being over the top and cringeworthy.
You think this is over? Come on, let's go!
Darren, stop!
Number 10. The secret agent with some kind of small man complex. It's Everett Ross of the CIA.
You step out of line, you deal with me. Please, step out of line.
He's not our least favorite of the MCU's characters for sure, but with a cocky attitude half of the time and boringness for the other half, this is a character we probably could have done without.
What I'm doing or not doing on behalf of the US government is none of your concern.
And this pains me because who doesn't love Martin Freeman?
Look, if they're in danger, I want to help, but I can't if I don't know what's going on.